Hey, how you doing? It's Mike coming to you again. Just wanted to talk to you about another topic that came to me today. I know it's nighttime and I know it's raining outside, but this is my favorite place to do the podcast on my back deck. And there's some lightning and stuff out too, but I'm not worried about it. I got God on my side. I think I'll be okay. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you tonight of something that came up in my life um, today. It's come up several times today. It's called addiction, and more specifically, having an addictive personality. An addictive personality can be a blessing and it can be a curse. Most of the time, I wouldn't say most of the time, I guess it depends on the person, but for me, you don't find out about it until it's the curse part. And for me, I had some substance abuse issues when I was younger in my teenage years, and I was party animal in my high school class, and I did all kinds of stuff, um, and all the stuff that I don't want my kids doing now that are high school age kids. So I try to tell them to learn from me and live through me, and don't do what I did. Whatever you do, don't be who I was. Um, but I went through my stuff. I went through my therapy. I went through some intensive outpatient treatment, and got the help I needed through my teenage years. And then I kind of like poured all that in, and I didn't know it at the time, but I kind of poured all that addictive, obsessive, compulsive personality type of addiction into working. Um, I have never not had a job since I've been 14 years old. I've always, as soon as I could go to work, I went to work. I did that because I wanted to get out of my house. I didn't want to be around my parents. I wanted to be able to be independent. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to, get on my own as soon as I possibly could. It was not a very good environment that I grew up in. It was a very emotional, abusive type of house, um, which sometimes some people say emotional abuse can actually be worse than physical abuse or sexual abuse. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, I've never been sexually abused. I have been physically abused. I would say by being beat with a belt and other things. It wasn't a very common occurrence, but it did happen. I did get my ass whooped before a couple times. So did I deserve it? I mean, maybe I was kind of not the best kid, but I still don't think I would ever have done that to my kids the way it was done to me personally. But I've forgiven my father. I even wrote him a letter, told him how I've forgiven him and how I believe in Jesus and God, and how Jesus and God has changed my life completely, and I'm a better person because of it. And I hadn't talked to him in over 20 years. But he doesn't seem to want to contact me back for whatever reason, and that's fine. To me, it actually happened. This is kind of a side story to what I was talking about here, but that kind of happened. It was during Father's Day. During the message in church for Father's Day weekend was honor your father, and I hadn't been honoring my father because I haven't talked to him in 20 years. So I figured the way to honor him would at least be to contact him to let him know that I'm thinking about him. I reached out to him, and then leave the ball in his court and let him know I'm praying for him and I'm forgiving him, and he can do what he wants and live with whatever he wants to live with, because he's going to have to answer to God when he's dead, and so am I. And I'm working on my plan. I'm working my plan every day, so that when I meet God, that I get to go up to the good place, because I don't want to go to the bad place. And that's really what that's all about. But anyway, back to the addictive personality. So I poured it into work, and that then led to a brand new addiction, and one that would be my downfall for a little while. Well, upfall for a while, and then downfall a little while was money. I became addicted to money. And once I finally found my way into real estate and I found a way that I could make $10,000 with the stroke of a pen, I was like, I am in it to win it. Let's do this. Let's take it to the max. Let's make as much money as we possibly can because that's what I want. I want all the money in the world. And, I mean, at 30, I don't know, 36, 37, I made just about probably what maybe 4 times what a heart surgeon makes. Um, Somewhere around $750,000, which is just insane money for a 36, 37-year-old to make. Um, and I did it. I did it all. I bought the dream house, the 10,000 square foot house, and had the people to clean it, and have the people cutting the grass, and have the landscapers, and have all my handymen to do whatever I need, and have people making my clothes for me, making my suits custom fit, with my signature on my sleeve, to prove that I'm the flashiest guy around. Because once you start getting into the money, then you got to get into the next sin, which is going to be vanity. So then you get into the vanity, and then you got to be number one, and then you got to beat all the other agents, and you got to be number one, and you got to sell the most. You got to get on the magazine covers. You got to tell your story to the world about how great you are, and brag about it from the top of the mountaintops and all that. And that's, so you see how like one addiction leads to another addiction, leads to another addiction, if you can't control it, And then, I'm starting to make all the money, and then everything's raining down on me, just like it's raining out here tonight. I mean, it was raining money. And when I say raining money, I'm talking about running around Las Vegas with a $3,000-$4,000 custom suit on with $10,000 in cash stuffed in the inside of it to do whatever you wanted to do, wherever you wanted to do it, however you wanted to do it, just like a madman, I equate it to the movie, if you've ever seen it, The Wolf of Wall Street. That's exactly how it was, only it was more like I was the wolf of real estate, and I mean, it was fun. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was it was like just a ride that you'd never been on before. But then there came the stress. You working so hard, you're working a lot, and I needed to take the stress off. So what did I do? I decided, well, let's start getting back into the substance abuse, and let's start getting into the substance abuse again, and there another addiction comes back. So I cured it when I was a teenager, but it came back. Why? Because I was already sinning, and I was already had all these other things going, and I knew there was a God, but I didn't think about it. I was 37 years old, 36, 37 years old. Who thinks about a God at 36, 37? I was God, I was my own God. So I thought, and I thought I could do anything. I thought I was invincible. So, I started getting high, started smoking weed, and, little by little, it built up more and more and more and more. And it got to an everyday thing, an every night thing, and it was out of control. I mean, it was the amount that I was smoking would probably almost kill somebody if they just started and did it that first night. It was an intoxicating amount, and where I would get my stuff is I'd get it from the dispensary because my buddy owned that. It wasn't legal here yet in Maryland when I was buying it, but I knew the guy who owned the dispensary, so of course I could get the best stuff. I have all the contacts. I make all the money. I can do whatever I want to do. And that's what happens. You fall into these, pitfalls. But eventually, somebody decided to knock me on my ass and say, "Hey, bud, um, you're not God. You got a wife. You got two kids that are getting older that are gonna need to look up to you, and you can't keep living this lifestyle like you're a crazy man, and you better change your ways, or I'm gonna change them for you." But it didn't quite happen like that. There was some, you know, very intense, we'll say, delusional thoughts entering into my head from the substance abuse. And that led to me getting very paranoid thoughts, which just sent me into a downward spiral. And the only way for me to get out of that was to find God. And that's what I knew I needed to do. And that's what happened. I said, "God, help me. God, save me. Help me change my ways and help me get out of all this craziness and this addiction and this addictive personality here. And help me change and help me be a better person." And that's kind of how everything started with God, the relationship. And he just spoke to me in different ways. He started healing me. There was much more to that story and journey that I'm not getting into here, but because this is all part of just talking about addictions for the point of this. But my other point is this, okay? Because that's kind of what I want to tell my kids, is that you got this addictive personality in your genes and your genetic makeup, and now I have shifted my entire addictive personality because I'm older now. I'm 46. I know a little better. And I shifted my entire addictive personality to God and Jesus. And I am addicted to Jesus, and I am addicted to God, and I am addicted to anything that they need me to do or they want me to do. However they want me to do it, I'm here for that. They saved me from my darkest days, and I am forever grateful for that, and will do whatever it takes, no matter what, to help them in any way I can. And that's what I feel like my life is dedicated to them for the rest of it, and waking up every day and just coming out on this deck and saying, what do you need me to do for you today? And then just going and doing it. That's what my job is. That's what I do. But for my kids, the message I want them to get from this is, you have an addictive personality in your genetics. And for anybody else that's suffering with any kind of addiction out there, you listen to this too, and you listen good. It's not a bad thing to have an addictive personality. It's not. Because right now, the Olympics are on. They're on TV. And they got swimming, and they got, gymnastics, and they got Simone Biles on there. She sticks out because they just keep talking about her like every single night. And, she's got an addictive personality too. But what does she use it for? She uses it for gymnastics. She uses it to be better than everybody else. And she's so great. She's so great, and I hope to be like this with Jesus one day and God one day. She's so great. She wears a necklace with a goat on it. I mean, how awesome is that? That's like something Ray Lewis would do. It's like in your face, haters. Like, I am the GOAT. I am the greatest of all time. Right? See? So, I want my necklace to be the greatest of all time serving the Lord. That's what I want. But, for the addictive personality, you can use it in a positive direction. It doesn't have to necessarily be with the Lord. Hopefully it is. Hopefully you see the light. Hopefully you hear what I'm talking about on this podcast, that you understand that it's all about, everything's about God, period. Your whole entire life is, whether you want to accept it or not. And we've been through that. There's no random chance. My wife went out to dinner tonight, and at dinner was like, she ran into like 6 different people that she knows from all kinds of random different places, like a baseball coach at my son's high school that he's going to, a brand new high school, and he came right up to her and started talking to her, and an old soccer coach from my daughter, and another friend that we used to play soccer with at the restaurant, and somebody else too. I mean, she was just telling me all this stuff. I'm like, see, so it was meant to be. God sent her to that restaurant at that exact time to run into all those people to have conversations with and talk to. But anyway, back to this. So I want to let my kids know, look, you can do anything in the world that you want to do with your addictive personality. You just need to use it to your advantage. You need to go all in on whatever you're focusing on. Just manifest it and focus all in on it, and you can do it, and you can be successful at it, and you can use it to drive you to places that nobody else can go. Because what comes with the addictive personality is passion, is power, is confidence, is tenacity, is dedication, is ferociousness, is the feeling of being invincible, without having to use drugs to do it. It's an amazing feeling. And here's the thing, if you can combine, this is what I'm trying to explain though, if you can combine the addictive personality with the power of the Holy Spirit, whoa! That would be amazing. And imagine what that person could accomplish. An addictive personality with the power of the Holy Spirit inside of them. Imagine that. That would be some powerful stuff. So I'm just sitting here for like a couple seconds because I want to make sure that that's everything that the Holy Spirit wanted me to say to you guys today. And I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I think that's it. So, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And if you found anything in this video of importance or significance, please share it with other people. Share it on your social media profiles. Share it on your Facebook accounts. Share it on your, whatever, Instagram, whatever. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how this stuff works. I just know how to do YouTube, and that's why I do YouTube. Maybe one day, if this thing takes off, somebody will have to show me how to do stuff. But I'm all about keeping it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? But any help by people who find this stuff useful and find my videos and information that I present useful, that look, it all comes from my heart. None of this is scripted. Everything I say comes directly from here. It comes directly from here and directly from here, and it's what God blesses me to say to you. And I feel like this message is for certain people out there in this world, and I pray that this video reaches those people in this world. And if you're one of them, like it, share it, give it a thumbs up, and post a comment. I love seeing comments. on the videos, and not a lot of people do that, but I actually read them all, and I'll try to respond to them, as they come in as well. But I really like to see that stuff, and I like to make a difference in people's lives, and that's why I do this. It's ultimately to bring as many people to Christ as possible, and show them that with Christ and with God, anything, and I mean anything, is possible. So, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Have a good rest of your evening. God bless you all.